All right. So today we are going to be going over some tools within Google Keep that can help you organize and sort of personalize your experience as well as your screen to help you find things that you need to find. By the end of this mini training, you will be able to color code your different notes, add labels to them, as well as archive and pin them for a clearer screen and less clutter. So Google Keep is a very useful interface that allows you to take notes in a variety of mediums, but because of its endless scroll feature, if you have a lot of notes, they can get a little bit tangled up within each other and they can all start to look the same. As you can see here, without including the pictures, it's all black and white and they're all square. So, after a while, I may start to have trouble finding things. The first thing I want to do is create labels for them so that I can tell what topic I'm looking at and I can sort by topic so that they are in a smaller pile for me to look at. A lot of these items seem like they are to-do lists, so I'm going to add a to-do label to help me find those items better. So let's start with taking Sarah to the airport. To create a label, I'm going to go into the lower right-hand corner and hit the More button, and I'm going to hit the Add Label. Since there are no labels that I've already created, I get to type in the label name here. Once I've typed it in, I'll hit enter, and it will add itself both to the note underneath my text, and it will create a tab for that label over to the left-hand side. Now that the label is created, I can add this label to many more things that I need to do and I need to remember to do. The cool thing about labels is that each note can host a few labels depending on what you need it for. So let's say that I need to remember that I'm going to dinner with Michael on Tuesday. This is kind of a to-do item and I don't want to leave it off of my to-do list, but it is also sort of a more personal note. So I'm going to add a personal label. And you can see now that this specific note has both the to-do label and the personal label. Going into the tabs over here, under personal, you can see that dinner with Michael exists in both. And that all of my other to-do items are here as well. Going back to my notes screen, I can see everything that is labeled that I have not archived or deleted. But I like color and I love color coding. So I want to go ahead and for anything that is labeled to do, I am going to find in the bottom row here of icons the background options button that looks like a little paint palette. And I want to make these all yellow. So I'm going to find the sand color and anything that is to do, I am going to color yellow. That already helps break up the visual view of my screen. However, I also don't want to forget that I need to be planning the retirement party for Sarah. And so even though this is more of an idea board, I am going to color code this green so that it doesn't fall off my radar. And let's say that remembering that Leslie is gluten-free is a very important aspect of my job. So I'm going to color code this purple as well so that, again, it stands out amongst the rest. So once you have labels and colors, things are still a little bit disorganized. So aside from simply dragging and dropping them to edit how the notes lay, you can archive different items if they are either past due or no longer relevant to what you need on your notes home screen. So summer classes starting 5/6 is not really anything I need to be on the radar for now that it's a month past, but let's say I really do want to remember, at least for now, when the term started. So instead of deleting it, I'm going to find the archive button, which has a downwards arrow in the toolbar. And once I hit it, it will no longer be on my notes home screen, but it will exist in the archive, which is not trash and will not be deleted. The difference is important as your trash will automatically delete after 7 days and the archive will not delete. So let's say the retirement party for Sarah has come and gone, and I can now archive this. Anything that I did to that note, like labeling or colors, will still exist within the archive, so those will not go away. If you do happen to archive something that is in a label, it will also be archived in that label, but still appear. So if I go to my to-do list, now I can see that I have archived Call Tara, but it does still exist. If that is confusing and I don't want to have that on my screen anymore, I can go into the menu, hit the More button, and delete note, and that will move it out of my archive and off of my notes screen completely. It now lives in the trash, and it will be deleted after 7 days. Lastly, some of these things are more important than others. So if I want something to stay at the top of my screen so that it gets all of my attention anytime I am in the Google Keep app, I can float my mouse, my cursor, over the note and find the push pin button in the upper right-hand corner. By hitting pin note, it creates a different section that stays at the top of the screen no matter if I add other notes or not. So if I pin a few different things, they all exist up there, and everything else is now secondary and will stay in the others category, although everything is still on my home screen. When you pin a note, it also pins it within its tab. So if we go to the to-do tab again, you can see that now 2 notes are in the pinned section and 2 notes are in the others section. So if you have a lot of to-do lists, items, a lot of memories, personal items, photos, etc., you can pin the most important things and they will also appear pinned in that separate label. So through coloring and color coding your notes, by labeling your notes, archiving, and through pinning your notes, you can create a more usable and less cluttered screen on Google Keep, and you can make it your own. I hope this has been helpful, and thank you for watching.